Hello, everyone. This is Converse with Turk, episode 5. Today, we have John Pollard. I finally got that right because I say Pollard. This is my friend, my brother. When I belong, since I was 17 years young.
Yeah.
We go from Border Ridge to BC to where we're currently at. We came from the trenches of OKC to where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And today, we're going to talk about his life story, our life story, into where we was to where we are currently. John,
Greetings, my boy Turk, my brother. Man, bro, I want to encourage you, bro. I thank God for you, bro. Truly. Man, the stuff that we done been through, man, the stuff that God has brought us out of, He brought us from truly a mighty long way, man. Thank God for you, bro, because you've been real from the start. Who would have known that we would have been serving the Lord together after the start that we had with each other, and how we became cool. Here we is in the church, under a real God-sent apostle, striving to serve the Lord and please Him as He see fit for us to please Him. Man, it's something, bro. I thank God for you. I see how you handle your business, taking care of your children, working, providing. Bro, that stuff don't go overlooked. I see that, not even being there present, but just knowing that I believe that you're doing it. I know, that you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? I just know you from the world and how you was about your daughters just in the world. So I know it's even the more being in the faith. But, man, it really make me happy to know that, you striving and you doing what you need to do to take care of your daughters, and you doing what you need to do to obey the Lord and being a brother to the saints and to your own natural sisters that are in the faith as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because of your obedience and the things that you have done, the Lord is blessing you, and I'm happy for you, bro. Ain't no hate. It's all love, man. I pray that we continue the journey on, man, and we don't turn back, we don't give in, we don't give up on God, man. That we see this thing all the way to the finish line.
John, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, and greetings to the saints and everything. My name is John Pollard. Like he said, he used to call me Pollard, but Pollard. Yeah.
Okay, John. So that's how we're going to start this video off. So, John, go ahead and tell the people how it was for you growing up in your elementary days. Like, what kind of child you was.
Okay. So growing up in elementary, like from birth, and I moved around. So I was born in Gainesville, Texas, and then we moved to Atlanta for a short time. It was probably up until I was about 5 or something. Then we came back to Oklahoma City, or I came to Oklahoma City or whatever. And that's pretty much where I spent most of my time. So elementary days, I went to Western Village. It was cool. A lot of people I know, we grew up and everything. It was a wild school, but
No cap.
yeah, it was wild. It was a wild school. But it was cool, outside of that. In my elementary days, it was pretty all right. Like mama and everything that she did for us coming up, it was smooth. Like we didn't have to really worry about too much. Of course we had the typical thing, lights off at times and using the hot water to, bathe, and just sometimes even just taking cold showers. Like I remember one time in the heat of the summer, like, and you trying to get some relief in the house, so you just hop in the shower when it's cold. And yeah, those are the type of memories I had. But for the most part, we had cable. We had cable. We had cable. That's a flex, because most people and kids like that I know didn't have no cable. You know what I'm saying? So
Only time I had cable when Flavor Flav was popping for a little bit.
Flavor Flav. Yeah, we didn't have no cable. Like, I mean, we had cable, but it was just the regular channels. It was Cox, so that was cool and everything. The pretty much a basic childhood. It didn't get too crazy until I got a little older in my life. So for the most part, everything was cool.
Okay, so we transitioned a little older. What was a little older when it got a little crazier?
Yeah. So we moved from the house that we was in when I was in elementary school to another house in middle school. And man, it was crazy because like the lady that that house that we was staying in when I was in like middle school was nice. It was nice. It was like 3-bedroom. We had like a little sunroom in the back. We had a nice front room, nice like dining area, kitchen, and it was like a bar room that we had, you know. Obviously we never used it. We never really did nothing with it, but it was just an extra room. And at that time everything was smooth, but the lady that we was staying, like we was renting from, she had ended up getting foreclosed because I guess she wasn't taking care of the business. Like mama was paying rent and everything, but the lady, you know, she didn't do her business, I guess. So it ended up getting foreclosed. We had to get up out of there. And so that was like a transition period, you know, and that was in middle school up until about 10th grade of high school. And then we moved into apartments. That was my first time I ever stayed in apartments. I'm like, apartments for broke people. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was like, I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm broke.
I was like, well, you stay in an apartment, like because most people, you know, obviously the whole way about it is people start out in apartments and then they get to a home. So it was like, we going backwards a little bit. When we went to the apartment, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. So, you know, we did it though. It was cool. It is what it is.
What apartments with that one?
That was Boardwalk. It's right across the street from Boulder Ridge, like not right across the street. It's by that OnQ on Expressway. You know, the 10 Gym and the Popeyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the ones. Them ones actually was decent. They was decent, but it was a 2-bedroom. So my mama and my sister had a room. That's another thing. I got a big sister, and she had a room and mom had a room. I took the front room, but it wasn't nothing to me because growing up, I was always in the front room. Like I don't know why. I just love to be in the front room. Mama, she didn't mind it also because the way our house was set up, my room sat right on the corner. When I was in elementary, my room sat right on the corner. So mom always was worried about like somebody coming by shooting or whatever the case may be, because my pops, you know, he was kind of doing a lot of stuff. He was there when I was like up until about when I was 7. After that, you know, things happened with him. So that was something that mama often thought about. She was like, okay, you can stay in the front room. You know, you don't have to worry about being in your room as much. So that kind of made me, you know, not care about having a room as much. Also, it made my room be super junky. Like, bro, I'm in there and everything is just everywhere. I'm not organized, nothing. Like I just got clothes everywhere. You know how it is when you're growing up. Like your mama tell you clean your room. I just throw everything in the closet, throw everything under the bed. Like I'm not trying to really clean it. I'm just trying to do enough to make it look good. So I didn't have that like clean, as far as having my room clean structure, because of the fact that I was never in my room. But yeah, once we got older, we was in where we was at, then that happened, and then we went to apartments, and that's where it really, you know, get cracking. You know what I'm saying? It was
Is this Border?
now this is Boardwalk, but
Yeah.
we went from Boardwalk. I was homeless.
Mm.
I was homeless for like a little time.
How old was you then?
That was about 16.
Oh yeah.
I was 16, so that's when it really, you know, life started getting kind of really like. But and all of that, like I always still had joy, you know. Like I wasn't somebody that let my situation beat me down, you know. And now I got a long faced. I'm long faced about everything. I was kind of like, well, you know, this is something, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it pushing. So yeah, that's when it really got real, like homeless. You know, I was like, oh, tough. But yeah.
All right. That was a good intro about that. So y'all got a little bit about John, his background. So now for the ones that know us and the one that kind of know us and the ones that don't, what y'all really ready for is about how we met.
Yeah.
How the friendship started from then to now. So with this, I want you to tell the story of how we met, even tell about what you thought about that stuff. You say your point of view, and I'm gonna say mine, and then we're gonna go from there.
All right. So coming right off of being homeless and everything, I was looking for a job, and I was trying to get hired at Walmart, bro. I feel like everybody was trying to work at Walmart at some point in time, but man, they did not mess with me. Like, they was not messing with me. Like, I applied, I was calling. They told me, well, we're not, they basically just kind of beating around the bush. I think they even had told me, like, we're not going to hire you. So I'm like, dang, I cried. I cried, bro. Dang, man, I'm trying to work. I'm tired of being broke. Man, yeah, they bro, they was not messing with me. I'm tired of being broke. Tired of being broke. I'm like, dang, man. I'm hungry. You feel me? I'm hungry and everything. Like, it was tough. So it was like, all right, I need to find something though. So then I end up going to Crest. Well, this is another part where it's gonna be pretty interesting. But this is where I met him. But before I met him, I was working for a little bit of time, and then he came along. When'd you come? It was like
2017 around
at the top of the year,
I think.
Oh, was it?
I think I remember being kind of
might be 2016 Thanksgiving, because I started in 2016 about August.
Did I come that year?
You might have applied or something. I don't know, because
I didn't apply. I'm gonna tell that story. I didn't apply. My mama did.
Okay.
I didn't want it.
Okay, yeah. So it was. Yeah.
I don't. If it was that, I don't remember then. I know we got friends 2017, but it's like the same. Was it the same year we got friends when I worked there? I wasn't working at it long before we got cool.
It might have been either.
If it wasn't 16, it was 7. It wasn't 18.
Yeah, I know it wasn't that far. I know it wasn't 17 though, because
we'll just go say 16, 17-ish.
It had to either been at the end of the year of 2016 or at the beginning of 2017, because I remember seeing you and everything, and this is like, I was thinking like, man, who is this skater looking dude? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because the way he was at that time, he kind of had like a little skater, you know what I'm saying? He had on the like flannel and jeans, and it was like an ASAP Rocky type vibe. I'm like, I'm like what you consider the standard black person, you know what I'm saying? Basketball, football, listening to rap, but I'm listening to, like, coming up, I was listening to like Tupac, right? You know what I'm saying? Tupac was a big influence on me. And I was also listening to, like, at that time, I was listening to like gangster, like just gangster music. It was no depth. It was no, actual listening to nothing. So when I see this, bro, I'm like, well, is this square? To some degree, like why he look like that? And I knew some other dudes that was there at the time. So we was already cool. And it was just like, he was like the last one to come in, kind of like, he was like that piece to come into our friendship. So when I seen him, I was just like thinking that and everything. And then I don't even know how we really just started talking. I really don't even remember for real.
I don't remember. I think it was like one of the things to where you're around. Mm-hmm. It's like a topic or a subject come up, and you either get brought into it or you put your input in, mm-hmm. and it goes from that. Mm-hmm. But you go and on.
So I know the first time. I remember the first time we hung out. We had a homeboy. I could name drop.
Yeah, you can name drop.
Okay. I'm gonna name drop something.
If you got a nickname, yeah. But if it's that one,
yeah, I'm gonna
name drop.
So,
him. Like
you
know what I'm talking about. Don't name
drop him. His name was Keon. That was his actual name, but we called him Playboy.
Yeah.
And we came and picked him up one day. I think it was like sometime around February. It was like around Thanksgiving or something. But I mean, not Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. And so I remember we picked him up, and that was like that's what I could really remember, like when we started hanging out, mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So, and from the time we first started hanging out, it was pretty much like it clicked. You know what I'm saying?
Same way.
It was never like, he cool, but I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna just get on away from him. I think like because we both was genuine.
Yeah.
It just like it was easy going. It wasn't like no, let me watch him and see how he is as a friend or how he is as a person.
Yeah.
So
I don't advise everybody to do that though.
Yeah, no,
that just happened. That doesn't work for us.
Yeah, it just worked.
You don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Make sure you watch and be mindful of things. We was young too, so We ain't had no teaching, nothing. We was just young. I was 16, you was 17, so we just went with it. But it was just like so genuine and cool. But yeah, that's what I remember how it started out.
So for me, I'll say mine's. I think I remember that day when you see me. I think I had skinny jeans on and white Vans.
Yeah,
I don't. It wasn't the red and blue.
It might have
red,
been.
white, and blue flannel.
Probably so.
Yeah, I tried to look still classy when I went to interviews and stuff. This before everybody is now can just go any kind of way, wear sweats to it. You have to be, especially at this job. You couldn't even have long hair, and your facial hair couldn't be long. You have to be professional to get the job.
Yeah.
So I remember coming in, and I think I see John. I think he had the glasses and the crazy hair. If y'all know The Weeknd, the singer, his hair like that, but more individual. So his hair was this poofy. It reminded me like a wave. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing, and that's back then, Johnson had his robotic voice. And like pretty much everybody hung around, we took it from him. So he just over here, I just don't get it. Like he just talk, and he just talk like this the whole time. Even the customer, like, he'll talk like, yeah, like, what? Like he's just doing this. I'm just like, for a while, I didn't even hear his real voice. But I'm like, why did he talk like this? Yeah. So then he's to come to work ashy and got shorts. I'm not talking about slight ash. I'm talking about like he threw baby powder on his legs. So I'm just watching, and I'm like, bro, don't never put no lotion on. He got robotic voice. This dude is weird. So then he just in there talking. He's like, no. He's like, oh, I just don't get it. All this stuff. Like, bro, what is wrong with him? But then he used to watch it. He's like, oh, he just goofy. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't remember how it was, but one thing I remember where I let my guard down was different. It's simple, but if you know how people are that count favors, I remember where I knew that I'm probably gonna really rock with him to even open up to hang out with you, because I'm not easy trusting nobody. But we'll go to Taco Bell. We get off work. We'll just both go to Taco Bell. Yeah. And I remember it was a few times I tried to pay you, but no, I got it, bro. And there was like another time I was about to pay that time, and I think you still said it again. You didn't bring up at all that, oh, you had me, I got you last time, so I'm gonna pay. You pay for me this time. He never did that, even to this day. But he never did that. So I was like, he different, because even the group I was hanging out with, they counted favors. Well, some of them, but most of them counted favors. And the fact he didn't do it, I'm like, all right. Then the stuff I was in, I'm getting tired of the situation I'm getting into. Like, bro, we fighting and all this, bro. I'm getting tired of this, bro. And this stuff not even my beef. So when I started hanging out with the first time I hung out with him, I don't remember the day we hung out, but I remember starting out with him. Like, I ain't got to worry about fighting. All we do is laugh. Yeah. Ain't like we trying to get on girls too. We work, get girls, and laugh. That's simple. I ain't got to worry about fighting. And I was like, this better. So I stopped hanging out with the people I wasn't hanging out as much, and then start hanging out with them. And I was like, I'm picking this better. Cause I'm like, bro, something gonna happen to me with that. So, like he said, I never have to worry about how this dude is, and got to let my guard up and see how he was. Mm-hmm. Even with Playboy, because Playboy was like mellow.
Yeah, he was chill.
He was just chill. Super chill. So I realized you ain't got to be all that. We wasn't trying to like belittle each other, like how dudes get in front of girls and now they got to show out. We didn't do that, bro. We just
trying to one up each other.
Yeah, we'll chill. And me, I'll dumb myself down. Like if this girl trying to get down, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, this is his car. Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
That's how we was for real. We would just try to, lessen ourselves so that he could look good.
Like, oh yeah, well, I'm like is what it is.
Now until she actually probably started dealing with him, then she like,
I mean, that ain't our problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's your problem. Like,
that's your problem.
Like, well, dang, he ain't got nothing going on. But
why you up? That's bro.
That's bro. That's bro. Can't say nothing.
Some people. Now this ain't gonna be with this how we was this back then. Back then, it's for the bro to achieve his goal. You do it by any means. If you got a lie, be deceitful, set the image, tell a lie. You do whatever you gotta do to make bro look glamorous in her eyes. Yeah. So if bro ain't got no car and I got one, this is your car. Right. I even make it be like, bro, whenever you can, bro, drop me off. Mm-hmm. So she be like, oh, he a cool homeboy. He dropping his homie out, picking him up. It's my car, but you don't know that.
That's really how it was. For real. That's real. That's true.
But or even then, if you about to take somewhere you ain't got no money, I'll give you the money, and then you can pay whatever. Then or by Ivan, hey bro, can you give me a couple of dollars so I can whatever? Yeah, bro, I got you. Mm-hmm. I'll do that. I don't care. But some dudes don't know. They're like, hey, bro, give me that 500. You remember that 500 I gave you, bro? Bro, when you gonna get my shoes back?
Man. Like, bro,
lame.
why?
You are lame.
Why do that? But it was like that. We had some that was around us that was like that, just you do for, they do for you. They want it back in return. So it was like, to me, that was like something I gotta watch. I'm not, cause see that'll make you not want to ask for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you it'll make you more sheltered in the sense of like, when I'm down bad, I'm just gonna go through this struggle because I don't want that person to be like, hey,
when you gonna give me back?
Yeah, like why?
Yeah,
that's how it was though when we met. It was
we never counted favors and we don't keep tabs either. Like if I give him some, I don't expect it back. If he give it back, that's on him. But if I gave it out, it ain't even lend it. I gave it to you. It is what it is because I know I'm gonna need help again. So hey, bro.
Yeah,
I need help, bro. Go ahead and give me about 50.
Yeah,
pockets bleeding.
Yeah,
but so that's how that stuff going. But we're gonna talk about how. Yeah, so we keep raw, whatever people understand. So we're gonna talk about how what we was doing and stuff like that. Still use wisdom, but what we was doing, like we were rolling and stuff, and like what stuff we was doing and stuff what we was into.
Man,
whatever story you choose, I'll put my input into it.
Okay. So I remember one time, a lot of the stuff that we really like when we really got to moving was when we got out of high school.
Yeah.
So we was moving around so we used to walk to work. So we, like I said, we both worked at Crest, so we used to walk. If you know, whoever watching and know like how Oklahoma City is, how the northwest side is, you got the expressway. And I'm staying on Boulder Ridge. That's like right there by the expressway. Literally. And then he was BC. So that's like on Britain. That walk is like, what, an hour?
Yeah, it was like an hour walk. Because it was about I think it was like about 1.3 miles away from BC. Yeah. So it had to been almost about 2 from you. Yeah. Or about 1.5.
Yeah, it was about, yeah.
Because the only why was that you cut
2 miles. Yeah, probably about 2 miles.
Because you cut. Mm-hmm. That's the only why you cut some commute this.
Walked all the way around. Yeah, it'd have been a long walk. But it used to be this little, what is that? It used to be that little park, yeah. Walk through there. It was like a little cut. And it would take you to BC instantly instead of like, if you drive in a car, you got to go all around these roads and stuff. You walk, you cut through the park and everything. So that was what we used to do. We used to walk. Them was some good times. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Like we used to just walk. I know some people are like, walk.
Yeah, we walked for years.
Like years. It was nothing to us. Like I was thinner then. You know what I'm saying? I was thin. Like we used to walk. So we walked. We walked
for about 2-3 years straight.
Yeah, we walked pretty much everywhere we need to go. Like we walked to work. There was a lot of food options over there on the expressway where I was at. So we would walk across the street. I remember like before me and him got cool, to backtrack just briefly, we used to walk to the YMCA. If you know, you know. And we used to walk to the YMCA with one of my old homeboys, JP and E. And we used to walk and everything. And we used to go over there and we would just have a good time. And then we would go to Little Caesars. We used to steal. The way we used to go into Little Caesars and all of us didn't have money. So we were like, okay, you pay, we gonna go sit down, and then you bring plates to us. So that's how we was doing it. That's how we would eat. It was like, I could say majority of the homeboys I had in the past was real. Like now him is just it's different because you could tell a real relationship from ones that's just for a time, like a lifelong friendship. Like this is a lifelong friendship. Those were times, because when your life start to change, friends start to move around.
They don't adapt with you.
Some people don't adapt. So then it was just what it was, and we would go eat and everything. And it was real. Some of them was real. They would make sure if you didn't have no money to like do that Little Caesar stuff, we would go in there, buy it, and then we'll sit in the back until one day they was like, all right, we see what y'all doing. So the dude would be watching us. He knew he'd be like, they would start checking receipts. Like, where your receipt at? Where your receipt at? So we like, man, get out my face. Trying to get up out my face, man. I ain't trying to hear none of that. So we got put out, but we used to steal plates and everything. We would just have like all the pizza, all the cinnamon rolls on the plate. He would tell us to get out. We walking out, eating it, and still like doing what we doing. We didn't care, and then we would just go on with what we were doing. But with us, like we used to walk to work, but we also walked to certain people. We walked to people's houses and stuff. We would walk to certain people's house, and man, it was some times and everything. You know, it was a good day. Like we would just go in there and talk. We used to just walk up in people's house. Our mindset was like, we go in your house, we
go to their fridge.
We gonna go in the fridge on you.
We'll go in your fridge.
We not asking for no permission. Like we going straight to the fridge with it.
We're going there. Cause I was like, my thing was just like doing stuff out of the norm, and I was being disrespectful. Like I literally would just like, it'd be a woman house, it'd be a girl house. We'll go in there, and typically, you know, dudes they trying to go to the room, whatever. I ain't gonna say that ain't the game, but I'm about to get some snacks. I'm about to get some to drink. Hey, where the juice at? I'm about to eat your food.
Yeah, that's what we was trying to do. We went to the fridge with it. Like we like that time, you know, it'll come, you know, but we about to go ahead and eat.
Yeah, and I'll if I had all the homies finna eat.
Oh yeah,
oh, but you eat all the snacks. Shut up. Like get the food and. Hey, bro, you want some? Let's eat right there, whole fridge. Oh, it's so bad.
And it depends on who house you was going to, because obviously, if the house wasn't as upkept, you might not go to the fridge, or you might, you know, be slower to go to the fridge because it's like, I don't want to get to walking around in here. I don't know what I might run into, a rat or a roach or something. So you have to be mindful of that. But if you was in like somebody's house where it was nice. Oh man, it was like, we in here. We about to go crazy.
We about to be ghetto.
We about to be, we about to be crazy. So that was one thing we used to do. That was, man, we used to eat. People would go in people's fridge and eat. Once we got mobile though, that's when things really started to kind of take off a little bit. Like we got mobile and we would get moving, like go to different people's houses now. Like we had a homeboy named D3.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
He had a whip. Like he was one of them brothers that was mobile, and he would come get us, and we would go like to different places. You know what I'm saying? And Turk would be with us, and others would be with us. And when we was with that brother, you know, we was trying to go get, you know, whatever. So,
his name is Playboy for a reason.
Yeah, Playboy and
D3.
Yeah, D3.
Yeah.
But Playboy, man, bro, that was like where we was all locked in. It was like me, Playboy, you, and then a few others we had with us as well.
D3 is more.
He kind of was like back in. Yeah, he was back in. He was more. I was cooler with him. But with Playboy, we used to go. That brother, man, he was cool, bro. Like,
yeah, he was laid back.
I can say just out of respect, like that brother was cool because, like he said, he was everything he was saying about a homie. Like he got a car, he'll let you drive it. That brother was not stingy, like at all. That brother would really like. He was like one of the ones to give you a last.
Yeah, if you want something, he'll give it to you. Even if you don't, he'll be like, I'm talking about. You don't got to ask. Like, you eating something? You hungry, bro? I got you.
Yeah,
he'll feed the whole car.
Yeah, yeah. That brother, you know, like I said,
people don't know it having friends like that. Like you kind of can tell when people are so stingy. Like you ain't really had no friend.
Yeah,
I can't tell you.
He didn't care. That brother would just give up. He would give his car up. Like it wasn't his car, you know, but it wasn't his car. But he wouldn't trip. You know, most people that's driving, because we was young, so he like driving his parent car. Most people would trip about that. Like, man, you ain't driving my mama or my pop's car. Like, no, that brother didn't care. Like, we would be at work, and one of us would get off early. Like, I probably would get off early or go home, and I would take the car. I'd be pushing around. Like, I ain't have no license, nothing. Like, I'm just
driving dirty.
Like, I could get pulled over, all type of stuff, but didn't care. I'm like trying to just do what I want to do, you know. So I would go up to the school, kick it. Because we went. So also another thing, I went to Public City North, and that's where he came in. As y'all probably heard his old podcast, he talked about that a little bit. Maybe if not, he came over to Public City North, so we would go up there and everything. But we would do stuff like that. We was chilling. We was bad. We was on the devil, but we was like chilling.
Yeah,
like it was like
we wasn't into the streets.
At that point in time, like it wasn't like no trying to kill nobody or nothing like that. We was just like women,
hang out with the homies. It's really more hang out with the homies, women second.
Yeah, that was the mindset.
It's really because we was really back when we was young. It was like you two caught up in a female.
You lame.
Yeah, you lame.
You goofy,
bro. You hung out with. You said you hanging out with her 2 times in a row. You ain't hanging out with the homies, bro. You lame.
What you do? You know how strange that is, though. That mindset, like,
it's so crazy. We were saying bros before.
Yeah. We was thinking about like we were trying to be around the homies and kick it, like, but we wasn't on no sweet stuff though. No sir, like
depending on what it was, like if you got like the girl and say you got one of them text messages, you know what I'm talking about. You don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, brother. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You get one of them text messages, you be, oh bro, I gotta go.
Yeah, it was over. Like I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here because now you know
that we wouldn't be like, no, bro, no. It'd be the thing like if you're more on that lovey-dovey stuff, like, oh, bro, I love my girl. Yeah, I want to do this nice for her. I ain't gonna do her like that. Like, we weren't trying to hear that. We're like, bro, you ain't trying to do that. We got all these girls over here. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Yeah, nobody. What? Yeah, we chilling. You talking about, man? I love my girl. Yeah, and
really, if you start bringing the love thing, we gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, we would laugh at you. We thought you was lame for real. Like,
love her.
Love.
What are you talking about, bro?
The mindset, obviously, through the music and everything is, we don't love, you don't love these women. You don't love them. Like,
which is so crazy.
Treat them bad. Like, we treated women bad because of,
especially me,
the influence we had. Like, I could say, to backtrack too, a little bit of my upbringing, like, I didn't have no father, so my role models was the people in the public, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I looked up to Tupac. One that I did think was decent at the time was I looked up to Martin Luther King. I used to read a lot of I used to read the little books, and I used to listen to his messages, the speeches and preaching or whatever you want to call it. And I thought, he was
decent.
He was decent. I'm thinking like, okay, he's standing for something. And I think that was something that was always in me. Like, I wanted somebody, because I didn't have a father. So I was always like thinking like, man, I want somebody like a father figure. I want somebody that's a decent role model. So we didn't have no real role models. We was looking up to the rappers and this and that and the other. Nobody was, that's another thing. Like, where we at now, we didn't have nobody that was like talking about the Lord for real. Nah. We had one homeboy that was, we call himself, believing, and everything and talking about the Lord. But outside of him, nobody really was talking about it. It was just like whatever we got going on. Our mind was so small, like
all we knew, much bigger.
All we knew was what we knew. You know what I'm saying? So
look out for the homies, get money, get females.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
That was it.
That's about it. My mom was super small. I didn't even really have too much about idea of what I wanted to be later. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna live that long. The fact I'm past 21, I feel like I made it.
Yeah.
The fact I'm 25, that's a blessing. People be gone.
Man.
People get gone before that.
Like, yeah. People they don't make it to some people, especially out here. Like, it's not like crazy. I'm not gonna beef it up like it's O-Block like it's Chicago
that ain't no block.
Memphis or nothing like that. But people did die out here. Like, it was people that was dying out here. Like, it was one of my old elementary school friends. He died in like high school, I believe, like freshman year. That brother didn't even get to see his graduation. Like, he and it was crazy because it was his big brother that they was looking for, but he opened the door and they shot him. They killed him right there. Like, so that was like, dang, people dying. That was a young age. But the first big death I remember was this one dude. His name was CJ.
That's the one that got a car wreck?
Yeah. Most people in Oklahoma City knew about him. If you was in an older crowd around our age and older, you pretty much knew. That was like the most known person to die at that time. And a lot of people showing fake love.
Man, oh my. Bro, you gave him a pencil in 3rd grade. Shut up.
I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them. Man, like, no disrespect to him or nothing, but me, I was fake. Like, I ain't really know that brother. Like, but I posted him. I was crying about it.
Bro, I was crying. Bro, crocodile tears.
I was hurt.
That brother put some water on his eyes.
But I think also what made it sadder though, because that one song was out at the time, When I See You Again.
Oh,
that song sad. I ain't gonna lie. I don't care who you is. That song was sad. And then you would see people playing like these little collages, because this was before they do all this stuff they got now where they make videos and make a collage out of it. It was like you had to get an app. Yeah, you had to get an app and put music on and do all this stuff. So they had that song playing on it, which would get you emotional. But I was like, yeah, I posted a picture. I remember I posted a picture of him on my Instagram.
Do you have it in his bio too?
I think I might have had him at a point in time. R.I.P. CJ.
Long live CJ.
Yeah, his name was Cleto. So like,
I was so like, who is this? I didn't know it was to you. And then Lola, I'm like, bro, it is funny because I never heard you really talk about him at all.
Yeah, man.
Ever.
Man, you just jump on the wave. He would jump on that wave.
Sad. Yeah, bro.
Like, bro,
I ain't do it. I ain't gonna lie. It seemed it cold, but if I didn't know you, I ain't posting you. Even if I feel like it wasn't genuine, I didn't post nobody. Mm-hmm. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I did probably like one I think of. I did jump on the bandwagon when like the celebrities died. When Nip died, I was sick.
Oh, yeah,
I was so sick.
I remember
because now this I really listened. I listened since I was like 13. I think Knock I was since I was like I remember because you used to listen when he had that red tape. Not gonna know like I saw a bump Nip. So this back like on 19th Street. I'm like that's when he had Crenshaw. So I've been listening for a while. And he had Blueprint Money. All I've been listening to it.
Yeah.
So when I seen this and I seen him because people wasn't listening like and I'm seeing him. It's the storyline that killed me. He's like he was going like this and he died at the top. I was and he could go further because that album was doing well already. Yeah. It wasn't it was doing terrible and then it skyrocketed. It was already doing well. Yeah. And then it is.
When he died.
And then I seen it. I was so mad. And I remember I thought it was a joke. I still remember he died March 31st. And I was at work and I thought people was making an April Fool's joke. Mm-hmm. And I seen that video. I was so sick. I think I put the Nip all on your profile picture. All that stuff. Bro didn't even know me.
Yeah, but when he died, that was like a real big kind of impactful death around like most people that listen to rap or whatever, just because of the fact that like what he was doing for the community and stuff.
Yeah, he had
too.
Yeah, that I know that. And it's the way too. Like he helping out, and then he get killed by a hater. So it was like
it was whack.
It was so whack. Like, I didn't even see it coming. I didn't see it coming out. The other ones that'd be beefing. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
you beefing, you know, you is what it is. But
he wasn't. It wasn't like just. It was just because he, you know what I'm saying. He doing for the community.
Like, why'd you kill him? Why him?
Yeah, but so you would see all them videos after the fact. You would see like all the stuff he doing and all this work that he was kind of doing, you know.
And one thing I hate is how people dying and they were recording your last thing. That makes me so mad. And I gotta say this: if you the type when somebody is in need, like they dying out or they bleeding out, and you want to pull out your phone, you better hope that don't happen to you.
Yeah,
because when you bleeding out, all you see is lights and nobody calling nobody. Yeah. You just bleeding out. All you see is non-lights. You think you seeing stars.
That's a terrible way to go out.
People so, oh my gosh, look what just happened, but nobody called 911. You trifling. That stuff gets on my nerves. People, he bleeding. That's the thing that made it worse. They got him like he just almost limping. They just got him like this. They got him cut it open. That's what that stuff was making me so sick that stuff was everywhere.
I don't even think I seen that.
You don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't even think I seen that. Like, cause I seen like a video of him getting shot and everything, and it was like from like a surveillance footage perspective, but I don't remember. I don't think I seen it. Which
he was laid out. It was terrible.
Like, why do that? You know, and I mean, this will tie in once we get to that point. But you know, like you said, people recording at that time. I would say for me, you know, it's like that's dumb. Like, what we doing? You know, it still was dumb, but like after a while of seeing it, just like we started like laughing about it and stuff, depending on who it was. But
yeah,
just like where we at right now with the Nip thing, that was a tough thing. It was just tough.
And then as you see, I'm gonna try to paint it. At this time, I can say we was still evil and stuff, but it was like we had more still of to death. We were still sensitive to death, but as a story, I'm gonna try to paint it. We got worse and worse and worse. Mm-hmm. So with that, you said with the this is spin on Will. That's the one that you knew of. Go ahead and tell the people about the time where you actually lost a friend to the streets.
Yeah, so
or somebody who was cool with the street. Well, people to the street.
Yeah.
It was two that I could think of.
So at that point, you know,
and say the age, how old you was, remember?
Okay, before I get there, life in 2018 because we graduated in 2018, and man, life was smooth. You know what I'm saying? Life was cool. Like graduate, turn 18. You know, I'm just chilling. I'm having a good time. You know, sun was shining. So then, I believe this was in the following year, in August of 2019. I was 19 at that point, and somebody that I was cool with. You know, I wouldn't say we was like the closest or nothing, but we was cool. You know, it was respect every time we seen each other. It was love when we seen each other, and I remember like some months before he died, I remember hanging out with them. You know, I was with him and his brother, and you know, his brother and them. They took me back home after we got done hanging out, but I just remember we was cool and everything. But fast forward to August when he died, that was a tough situation because I was in the apartments where he died at. Like, it ain't like one of them things where you somewhere else, you know, but I was there and I was asleep, you know, and I woke up to the news and everything. Like I said, mind you, once again, I wasn't like close to him. It wasn't like somebody that was in my inner circle, but I still knew him and everything. And so it hit me. It was like, dang. Then I found out he died in the apartments, and
not too many buildings over.
It was actually the next building over. Like, he died the next building over. I ain't hear no gunshot. I was out. But when I woke up and I heard about all this stuff, I'm seeing people saying RIP. I'm like, what? And what make it even cold is I knew the dude that shot him. You know what I'm saying? Because I had worked with that dude. I was working a lot of temp jobs. So I was working with that dude at this temp job. And he seemed cool. You know what I'm saying? He seemed cool. But that goes to show, when it comes to women, they don't know how to act right, bro. They don't know how to act right.
They'll get you gone, boy.
They'll get you gone. They will
put
die.
you up.
They'll die about a woman, or they'll kill you for a woman that ain't their wife. So it's like, that's what happened. You know, he was going to go see, you know, his first love, and I don't know the state of where they was at, you know, and I ain't gonna get into too much of it, but I just know that he was going to go see her and everything, and homie was there, and that's how that transpired. And so, like I said, when I found out, it was just tough. The dude got up out of there. He ran and everything. And his brother, my homeboy that died, his brother was there. So just imagine seeing your brother die in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, there's nothing you could do about it. You know, so it was like a tough thing. So that used to eat at me after like time had went on, because it's like, dang, you know, I was there, but obviously, you know, it wasn't meant for me to be there. But I often at that time used to think like, if I was there, I could have helped that brother, or I could have stopped it or something. You know, you just think like that, because it's like, somebody die, you start just thinking about what you could have done. So I'm like, I could have helped him. I could have stopped them from arguing, because I knew both sides. You know, I didn't know the dude obviously that much, but I knew him enough because I worked with him at the temp job. So I'm like, bro, what's up, man? Like, nah, it ain't worth it. Like, let's just chill out. Y'all know, if y'all want to catch a fade or something, just catch a fade and then, you know, go on.
They would want to catch a fade, though, because they know they would beat up.
Because about my homeboy.
He had hands.
Yeah, brother, yeah. His name was TB. You know, because just to get more clarification, but his name was TB. That brother had hands. You know, like, if you know, anybody that see this that was around during that time, and anybody that was actually like real cool with him, they knew like, he'll get out there. That brother was not scared to catch a fade with you. So I was like, I don't think that dude knew, but he already had probably killing his mind or something, because he didn't, you know, I don't know if they scuffled or not. I don't know what really happened in between him getting there and then him getting shot. I just know that he got shot. But yeah, my homeboy, he had hands. You know, it's funny because you remember when we was doing the boxing and stuff? Mm-hmm. So we used to box and everything. We had we trying to do a little movement, what was it called? Gloves up,
guns down.
Yeah. So we were trying to, first it was just us boxing, you know, it was just all the homies just boxing in one of our old homeboys' backyard named Chris. And then it ended up being something that we was like, we really enjoyed the scuffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we mixing it up. Like Pat said, I enjoyed to mix it up. So it was like, me and JP had got one in. And who'd you box?
I don't know. I never knew him. I didn't know the dude.
The first time that night? No, I'm talking about that night.
It was a dude I didn't know.
Oh.
We didn't know him. I think Chris invited him.
I thought it was Leon.
No, that was another night. That was the second night.
Okay, so yeah, we boxed. But yeah, that's what we were doing. And that TB, he was supposed to come to one of them because we posted it. Everybody, like, you know, I had put a poll on my social media because I was real active on social media at a time. And I put who want to join. You know, we was going to have it till even where the women got out there in a scuffle. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people voted. But you know how it is when that time
Then we start thinking, like, if we put gang members on and they get beat up by people that's not gang members, they going to try to kill us.
So it was kind of good that some people didn't show up. I was kind of mad. I'm like, dang, bro, you know, I want people to be here. I want this thing to be thick, but you know, people don't know how to act right. Like something would have probably transpired then. I think a party was going on that night, so they went to the party and everything. But yeah, we was supposed to box, and yeah, like because like I said, he didn't run from the scuffle. So whenever that took place, he died. It ate me up and everything. So we fast forward, and I started getting kind of cool. I started getting more involved with the crowd that he ran with. So his cousin, I was cool with. His cousin, I was cool with. I was actually really cool with him. So I'm around him, but they around, you know, these gang members and everything. So
also, let me put in there this, as you can, so y'all can paint a picture. This death caused John was a certain way before it, which because of this one he was not so cool with, caused them start hanging around that crowd. Right. So he's he's still getting out with us, but he's hanging out with them more actively, like more frequently than us, which I'm not complaining about that. But so it started off because this happened, but then the one he about to talk about now, so he just slowly starts going more and more and more, and this is how stuff started getting worse. Go ahead.
So when he died, like I said, I'm cool with his cousin, real cool with his cousin. But I had a homeboy that was a gang member that I was actually cool with as well. So it wasn't like I just came around and I didn't really know nobody. I knew people because through school and just, you know, social media is a big thing that tie people in. You know people through that. So when he died, that was in August. And then I got cool with this one gang member named D Rose, and we was cool. I had just really met him once TB had died. It wasn't like we've been knowing each other for years, but he was just so cool from the times I kicked it with him. He was just chill. Like, he wasn't one of them gang members that was hot-headed, pop off, talk a whole bunch of smack. That brother was just like chill. He was one of them ones just like, you know, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool about mine. Like, it'll happen, but I'm just chilling. So he was just chilling. And so I got cool with him, and then he ended up dying. And that was in November. And I'm just like, dang, you know, that hit me when I heard. I'm like, dang, that crushed me, because I'm like, we still coping with the death of TB, and now Rose then died. Man, when I say, like I said, that's why I said what I said earlier about it seemed like sunny days and everything. Man, it seemed like it was never a day of sun at that point in time in my life. It seemed like every day was dark. Mind you, I was listening to Rod Wave too. I think he had a song called Dark Skies or something. It was something along that lines, and that influenced me too.
Rod Wave, you don't want to listen.
That brother,
if you heard, you stay away from him. Stay away from him.
That he'd bring you down. So he had me down. Like, he always was in his feelings.
Always.
I'm in my feelings because people dying, and now I'm listening to him. And with the death, I'm also, like I said, listening to a lot of just aggressive underground gangster rap. And so my mind is just changing and changing.
You slowing to bring a bag home?
Man. Wait, is that Moz?
No.
Oh, that
was Young Boy.
Oh yeah. Man, YB didn't help either.
No,
we used to listen, man.
YB make you want to go to jail,
bruh. YB is like one of them artists that like people like really worship that brother. Like, they really, like, it's like almost like a religion. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cult. Like, you cannot say nothing. You can't say nothing about YB. Nah. You can't say nothing about YB. You say something about YB.
I ain't gonna be over righteous. the devil using him because his music is fire.
Yeah, his music was beating.
It's beating.
I was like, man. So we was like that. I mean, obviously we wasn't too far gone, but we was like, we really enjoyed his music.
Yeah.
So like that obviously tied into my mindset. I'm hanging around the gang members more. So I'm starting to just be around them, and I'm taking on the attitude that they have, the spirit they have and stuff like that, the mentality that they have. So,
and I seen it too.
And
like I seen it happen before my eyes.
It's like guns, start becoming more fascinated with guns and all that good stuff. So, it's just like, man, I'm not saying it's good, y'all don't do too much. But yeah, just the guns and stuff. So I'm like, dang, if anybody else die, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna have to get active, especially if it was like somebody I was cool with. Because like I said, I didn't really know him that much. So I knew that they was going, whatever, they going whatever. So I'm just like, I don't have to think about that, but for anybody going forward, I'm like, yeah, if somebody I know that die, like my little cousin or my homeboy that was gang affiliated, I'm like, I got to get in there. And I wasn't gang affiliated. I never became gang affiliated. I never got quoted or nothing, but I was around them. And like I said, my mindset starting to shift. I would get around Turk. It wasn't like I treated him any different.
No, you didn't.
But I was just more darker in my mentality. Like,
yeah,
it was just like,
because he used to be goofy. And I remember it'd be like certain things that he used to would like, just, I don't care about that. And then something you say something like, yeah, bro, you know that. He'd be like, why they even speaking on me? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, all right. This dude put me on, like, I'm just watching it happen slowly. And I'm seeing like, how you know about this type of music? Like, we used to listen to things, but like, he got even more darker music. Like, of course it's all bad, but like, how you know about these rap beats in Jacksonville, in Florida? Like, this one right here, this track, you see that dance? That's how the dude was like after he shot him. Like, bro, like, what?
Knowing all the details.
How do you know that? Like, bro, he's like this and that. He's like, yeah, this one is this track, and that's why D killed this one. I'm like, bro, is this a gang affiliated map? Like, bro, just tell me. I'm like, and I was fascinated too. I'm like, wow. I was like,
it was deep. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, this stuff. It makes the songs better. Like, it is like, he dissing him, and that's why
you understand why.
Like, yeah, it's like, so I was like, wow. Then you all start seeing, you look on Nixon, you look on Instagram page, they like, you know why they got him. Mm-hmm. No hospital gang.
You know.
Yeah, if you know.
But that what he said, is true. But also, like, it was a time where I didn't get mad often. Like, I'm not the type of person to get mad. I'm real chill and everything. So I don't really get mad, so quickly before everything started to happen. But when that happened, my mindset was gone. I remember it was a situation that happened. I won't bring people's names up, but we was at the bowling alley. Yeah, and things went crazy, the woman, the sisters, the girl, she was saying stuff to me about, certain situations, and then one of homeboys, he chimed in, and so after that, like, I was hot. That was one time I was hot. Like, I was hot. I'm like, man, if I, like, because I valued friendship. I cared about people. So I didn't want to make nobody either look bad or even put hands on this brother. So, I gave him a pass, at that time and everything. We cool now. Like, I don't got no problem with nothing. It's nothing like that now. But at that time, I was so hot. But going back to after everybody started dying, my mindset changing. I'm around guns. People that I know, like I said, they coming around and they got guns. And, like I said, when you around gang members, guns. So it's like you around that environment, you ready to just
spirits in that.
Yeah, you ready to just do something to somebody. So, yeah, I mean, it just changed me. Like, it just changed me for the worse. And I remember when D Rose died, we was at his funeral. And, man, it's so crazy because, like, when we was at the funeral, we sitting there, everybody, they certain look like, hey, they got the preacher get up there and think he doing something. And
he's running his mouth.
And everybody crying and now everybody want the Lord. Now everybody, God. And, yeah, so.
Like they're not finna spin on somebody.
Yeah, so, we all in our feelings, and then after how funerals go and everything, they bring the body out, and come out, you walk past the body for the last time. And I remember as I'm walking past the body, few of the people that was with me, they went outside. And I remember as I started to walk past the body, I looked at them and just like, shook my head and I walked. And I remember, pop, 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 pop. They started shooting at the funeral. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, you hear about this stuff in Chicago, but to see this stuff happening before your eyes, like, and hearing it and stuff, I'm like, I was mind blown. But at the same time, I was so cold, so numb to stuff. I didn't even care. Like, it wasn't like who got hit or nothing. It was more so just like, it is what it is. What happened. It was so much commotion. I got pushed, I think, into the women's restroom, and I wasn't running. Like, people was running. I was just kind of like, I was so out of it. Like, I was so gone, like, about my own safety that I didn't even care. And then, like, we came back out, and I remember when I came out, one of my homeboys, he was calling for another one, hollering their name because they had just went out. So we thinking maybe they had got shot or something had happened. So we walk outside, and I see somebody mama got shot. Somebody mama had got shot. And all this is, you can look this up on the news. Like, it was on the news. And so somebody mama got shot. And I remember when I walked past her body, I see the blood coming out of her. And I see her laying there. But I didn't care. I didn't even have no compassion towards her. Like, wow, this is somebody mama, somebody, she laying there bleeding out. Like, I'm not thinking about like, wow, I'm thinking, well,
happens.
This is what it is, So she laying there bleeding out, and it's like, bruh, I'm not thinking about it in that way. We go to the car, everybody's screaming, it's so much commotion. I'm just so calm about everything. And I go sit in the car. Of course, when the shooting happened, police was already there. It's a gang member funeral, so they already there. And the dude that shot, started shooting. He sped off. It was a high-speed chase. I'm sitting in the car, and everybody just like, chill, we're going to come over here to the car, chill. Police is, they obviously trying to talk to people. They trying to look for what's going on and comb through. So everybody got to, everybody playing, we cool, we just cool. And that was just something that I think back now, it's like, bro, I did not care about that person. Thank God she didn't die. Mm-hmm. She didn't die, but she was paralyzed. She paralyzed from what I heard. So that just was the type of stuff that my mind was in now. Like, I'm not even thinking about nobody's safety. I'm not really thinking about, if somebody get hurt. I'm just thinking about if somebody I know get hurt, we got to go hurt somebody. Or if I get hurt, that's just what it is, And that's such a dumb mindset.
Yeah. And I want to touch on that. I can say I was already my own reasons. I was going more left like that too, but it's possibility because he was like that and I'm hanging out with him. I'll start to take on that too. I didn't care. My empathy or remorse for people like life just dropped. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't care. And then I guess my mom was like prepping herself because I knew he was, and these wasn't no play games he hanging out with either. Like, no. They was active. They was really like that. So they was really like that. So I was thinking, well, I don't want a game, whatever, or nothing like that. But I was thinking like I might get drawn to the streets because if something happened to him. One thing that I don't like is being shamed. I couldn't live with the fact that if something happened to anybody, oh, why you ain't spend for your bro? Right. Oh, no, I couldn't live like that. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking like that back then. I was like, no, I'm going to have to just jump in the streets. Mm-hmm. So pretty much Tomasi did like if something happened, like we was here, oh, but we buy people die every day. Right. I didn't care at all, at zero. Mm-mm. But said with that, they were like, dang, it's heavy. Where's the joy part gonna come on? Now we're going to talk about how we probably have to go over an hour now because I had to let them run because this is good. But so we're going to transition over and talk about when the Lord started dealing with you, and then we'll try to integrate all the way until certain
present
point.
Day.
Yeah.
So basically, before the Lord started dealing with me, as far as just wanting to seek Him, I don't want to disclaimer. I don't want to make nobody think I'm prophet or nothing. I ain't nothing. the Lord just dealing with me to want to serve him.
Yeah.
So when the Lord started dealing with me, it was after we turned 21, because that's another thing. Like, we got in the club. We turned 21. We got in the club. He was the one that bought me my first bottle. You remember the bottle?
Was it Converse?
1800.
Oh,
It was 1800, and it was like a fruity flavor, so it was tolerable.
probably peach or apple or something like that.
I think I could mix it with like I used to get the Gatorade, the lemon lime, and I used to mix it. So he was the one that gave me my first bottle and everything, and we were going to the club, but that stuff got played out. Yeah. That got played out. Like, everybody that was around us, they know,
seeing the same people. I'm wasting so much money.
Because that's another thing, we used to get fresh. Like, we had to get clean. Like, when we stepped out, it wasn't you going in some some
Levi's and a white tee.
Oh man,
I was fresh.
That brother, he always knew how to dress. So it was nothing where we at now, and how he kind of dressed with suits and how he may dress just casually. It's nothing new. For me, it's a little bit different because I never used to wear suits or nothing before coming into the truth. But yeah, so that was like a little small cap of how, we was in the club and everything. That got played out. And I remember it was, I believe, October of 2021. And we was in Norman, OU.
I'll probably send me that picture you sent me. I might plug that right there.
Okay, yeah. I got a picture. I was standing in the booth in Norman, and that's when like things just hit me. I don't know, like, maybe it was because like things that was going on with me, like I said. I truly believe that the Lord kept me from a lot of women that I wanted, because, man, it was just crazy. I ain't gonna get into everything, but it was just so crazy. And
it was a desert.
Yeah, it wasn't looking too good. But now obviously I'm thankful for it, because I know if I had got everything I wanted, I wouldn't have been wanting to try to serve the Lord. So those situations was happening, and plus, like, just drinking, you just like, what am I doing? I'm trying to make a little come up or something. So my first initial mindset to change was more so just trying to be real sex symbol. Like, I didn't want to be a sex symbol. I wanted to have money. I wanted to have this, be in shape, have a nice car, have a nice house, have women just chasing you. I wasn't trying to seek the Lord when I first wanted to change. It was just about women.
This was around the time where every time you looked on, like, was TikTok out yet?
Yeah, TikTok.
This is around the time when TikTok, where it's all about the dude with the shirt off and the self-care and
got
the facial care and get working out, and you want to be a high value man and fresh and fit and all this.
Yeah, they would be cleaning up their house. They do them videos where they clean up their house, they vacuum in, they got the gray sweats on.
You want to be a high value man. You gotta do something this way so the women can desire you and be a sex symbol.
Right. Man, trying to tell you how to do stuff, but that was the mindset at the time. But then I remember my old homeboy E, he had his mama had gave me a book, and I ain't gonna say the name of the book, but I don't even think I remember the name of the book anyways. But it had talked about money, and it had talked about God. For most people, they would have looked at the money and ran with it, but for me, it was like, it made me start thinking about God. Like, okay, like, I want to know more about God, and I wanted to see if this money stuff was true. It was a lie. the book basically was talking about how if you serve the Lord, you'll do well. You'll be like rich and stuff.
False prophet through a book.
Yeah, man, it was false prophet through a book.
Blessing plan.
It was that manifestation stuff where you manifest, and I just believe I'll have $1 million, but you ain't doing nothing, so you ain't gonna get no $1 million anyways. They think money supposed to fall in your lap. That type of stuff. You just thinking
$1 million dream, zero ethic.
No work ethic. So that was the thing that I was on, but I didn't really draw to that. It was more so about about God. So after that, we started kind of going to church with the homeboy that we said, Jay Will. He was the one that was serving the Lord and everything at the time.
To a degree. More than we was.
Yeah. And we corrupted him. Yeah. Because it was a time where, he was structured, this, that, and the other, yada, yada. He was not playing no games. Then we used to just convince him, man, stay.
Bro, stop. You better hit that girl up.
Man, yeah, like, bro, don't go home, because, don't go home. You ain't got to go home, man. Stay out, hang out with us. He was real structured. I respect that now. Like, he was structured. Like he was not about trying to he was trying to do what his pops asked of him. You know, he was respectful. I give him that. So we would tell him, man, don't worry about that, man. You know, kick it with us or whatever. So started going to his church a little bit. Me and JP.
They wasn't talking about nothing.
They
wasn't talking about nothing.
It wasn't, you know. It was something he actually had said that kind of made me like, me and JP, that made me kind of think like, all right, I'm not gonna come back here. And JP had too, but I stopped going. Like I remember I used to be in the room and JP would be like, you ready to go? He'd knock on my door. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say a word. Like I'm like, he gonna mention something knocking. Leave me alone. Like I'm thinking he just gonna think I'm asleep, you know, and go on the service without me. And see, that's how you know, like, it ain't nothing there. So that happened. And then fast forward, we started getting in the gym, started working out. And that was another thing that was kind of like just a revamp. I'm not around guns no more like that. Now I'm just I'm back with them. I'm back with him. And, you know, we working out. We went to Atlanta and everything. And so I'm traveling.
I wouldn't say necessarily the Lord was doing me then yet. He was getting more done. He was still coming out of certain thing. I was 110% in.
Yeah.
I was all the way in.
They were listening. They would, you know, listen to certain
Little
music.
Baby.
And I would play it too. I'm like, you know, because this obviously before I really started to understand how things are supposed to be. So I'm like, hey, okay, you know, I'm about to listen to some R&B. It's smoother than rap. That's my progress was like, I was listening to hard rap, Young Boy and all that stuff. And then I just gradually started listening to R&B. And then I remember after R&B, while I was listening to R&B, it was a group, an R&B group. Cause I used to listen to like 90s R&B. I didn't listen to this new stuff. Yeah. Like I didn't get with it.
Like
it
the R. Kelly and the J and Edge and the 112 and the Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Yeah, Bobby Brown was my dude too, boy. That was my dude.
They don't. Hey, he a weirdo, but I ain't gonna lie, say what you want, but that boy R. Kelly can make a track.
He can make a track.
He can make a track.
So that's what I was listening to, all that stuff, you know, Mint Condition and all that. So I was listening to a group called, I believe, Backstreet. Was it Backstreet or Blackstreet? Blackstreet, I believe. Blackstreet. And they had a song called Jesus is Real or Jesus is Lord or something. So I would listen to them thinking, okay, yeah, you know, now I'm listening to something about the Lord. I'm saved. Like, no. So I listened to that. And then I remember I rode with you. I don't know if it was somebody's graduation or something at that time. It was somebody's graduation or something. Because you remember we went to, what was that food spot? That Jamaican spot that y'all put me on. Your mama put me on.
I think Chunky was graduating.
What was that food spot called? You remember?
You talking about Jerk House?
Jerk Corner's Jerk House.
Yeah, Corner's Jerk House.
That spot was fire. That spot was fire. So we was hanging out that day. I remember the day, and I remember I was playing that. I played that song, and Turk heard it, and then he made mention for me to start listening, I think, to Kirk Franklin. You told me to play a song by Kirk Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And after I heard that, it was like, okay, now I'm about to just start listening to gospel music a little bit more. And
I can't believe I gave you the suggestion.
Yeah.
I wasn't even listening to it.
You gave me that suggestion about Kirk Franklin.
I knew a little bit about Kirk.
I'm like, okay, you know. And I listened to it, and I was listening to the other ones, Marvin Sapp and everything. So I'm like, okay. I'm listening to it. I just remember, like, I'm really wanting to change now. It was about in 2022. And I just remember, like, I'm really trying to change. And I remember listening to Never Would Have Made It, and I was sitting there on the couch crying. Like, man, like, my life is changing. Like, I'm like, dang, I never would have made it, you know, crying and stuff.
That's what I be playing people when people die.
Yeah.
At their funeral. And they didn't even live for God.
Man. And so that right there was some of the things that kind of transitioned me into listening to more gospel music. And then I started listening to like different people on social media or YouTube. And they would talk about God a little bit. One thing I can say is God definitely put me on that track where I knew sin wasn't right. You know, some people be thinking, well, you know, I say I'm a believer, but I still do this, that, and the other. I knew it was certain things. When you start serving the Lord, you got to get away from that. Like, you can't do everything no more. I didn't know the specifics, but I knew it was something it had to be some type of change. Because you think about your grandma, people talk about their grandma, like my grandma, she was real in the faith. She was really, just really about God. She'd be praying and this, that, and the other. Even their grandpa, but a lot of men wasn't about, like a lot of men wasn't in church as much. But you will hear about your grandma and stuff serving the Lord. And so you see how she lived her life to some degree. And you're like, this ain't what I see with these young women or even young men. It's like, nah, that ain't, So I remember I went to a concert with somebody, and I remember we went to go listen to it was Maverick City and Kirk Franklin. I went to a Kirk Franklin concert, and I was having a good time or whatever. But I remember they asked, I think it was before they started performing. They was like, we want to ask y'all to donate some money for somebody. I think for kids that was in need or something. And to me, I don't know why it just didn't sit right, because it was like y'all scheming. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, why y'all asking for money at a concert? We hear
for kids in need.
Yeah, so, and then he said who his pops was, and he was a preacher's kid, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I I wasn't that deep into thinking about nothing, so I was just like, okay, but I didn't give nothing. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't give nothing. I'm not gonna give nothing because I don't trust that stuff, So I started listening to like more stuff, and I remember I had a conversation with that same girl that I had went to the concert with, and I remember we were sitting in the car, and I'm like listening to this dude, and I'm like against Christmas, against holidays and stuff. I'm against Christmas, and I remember we was talking, and she was real heavy into Christmas. Like, her family did it up big. See, growing up for me, I didn't have it big. Like, we didn't have no extravagant Christmases. Like, we might get one or two presents under the tree if we had a tree. I remember we used to use our what is it? Dang,
fireplace?
No, not fireplace, but it was like a little house piece that we had in the house or whatever, decor, and we would put like green and red beads on it, and that was like our Christmas tree. We didn't have the best Christmases, so I never really was attached to Christmas in that way. Like, I wasn't so close with my family either, so we didn't have those big Christmas. It was back when I was young, we used to have big Christmas, but after a while it was like, it is what it is, just a day. So I was talking to her about it, and I was just like, yeah, Christmas, that ain't right. That's, it's not good. Obviously, I didn't have the knowledge of what I do now, and just simply just say, show me in the Bible about Christmas. I was like trying to tell about the history, and who care about all that, man? I don't care about all that stuff now. So I think I sent her a video, told her to check it out. She wasn't going probably. And I remember one thing she said about having balance. Now, we believe in having balance, obviously, and you serving the Lord, but you also got natural responsibilities. But the balance, I believe the balance that she was talking about was like, it's okay to serve the Lord and have fun, be sinful. Like, it's not no balance in doing right and sinning. There's no balance. You just got to do right. So she was saying it was a balance. Like, you gotta have balance. Basically she's trying to say, like, don't be overzealous at that time. And I'm just like, man, I was like, why is it? And I think I asked her, like, why is it everybody chooses to go hard for the world all in, but when it comes to the Lord, now you half stepping.
He really was like that. He was like that then. He was like that off rip.
It's like, why are you doing that? And I asked her that and everything. I'm like, why people don't give God 110%, And we were just talking, and I knew that was probably like the last night we was gonna see each other. I think it was the last time we talked. And so, like I said, the Lord just dealing with me. I'm getting more and more serious. I was getting to the point where me and him was about to stop being friends because he was still in the world. I'm trying to seek the Lord.
And I was the devil.
Yeah, that brother was not like he was doing his own.
He said that everybody was hanging out with, I was the last one he thought it would have been.
For real. I did not think this brother, because at one point in time, did you not even believe there was a God?
No, I didn't believe.
That brother didn't even. I remember one time we was skating. And we was having that discussion. And this is before the Lord started dealing with me. I was still wicked at this time. I was still just a full-blown sinner. But we had a discussion about it. He was like, yeah, I don't believe in no God. And so I was trying to reason with him. Obviously, I didn't go to no Bible or nothing. I just was like, man, God is real. Like, man, keeping you. You try to just give some reasons, some little explanations. And I was so shocked about that, to some degree. But it didn't really change our friendship because I'm like, I'm not really doing nothing for real. So it's just a discussion to have. Obviously, you look at people kind of funny when they say they don't believe in God. Even when you a sinner, some people do. But I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. It wasn't going to change our friendship at that time. So, like I said, once I actually was getting serious, I'm like, he kind of a hindrance to me. I'm like, I'm not growing. I'm not getting more serious. I feel like I'm playing. I'm lukewarm. But he did listen.
I did listen.
He was like thinking about some of the stuff I would bring to him and talk to him about.
Maybe at the gym, it was like working. We would work out. But he also, I can say when he's talking about the Lord, some people I don't even trying to hear that. I'll let him talk because also due to our friendship, I'm not gonna I see you serious. I can tell he was serious because certain things that I ain't gonna lie. I still try to give him the fall. I to give him scenarios like, what'd you do with this? What'd you do that? No, bro. I'm like, whatever, bro. Yeah. But when he said talk to me about certain things, I would listen. I'm like, all right. And he's talking about what he didn't know, what he thought he had, and we been working out. So we in the gym. It won't be that many people. We having a full blown session, having a workout session, talking about God. So I was listening. Sometimes even when I drive like home after the gym, I'll think about what he said. I'll drive and I'm like, man, okay. And then of course it'll leave and I'll keep sending for a little bit. But we worked out like 5 times a week, so it'll keep
going, yeah.
And then it start longer, and this kept going like this.
Yeah. So we would have them discussions, and like I said, I started getting more and more serious like towards the end of 2022 because I had started working full time. I was working part time at Amazon at the time, but then I was switching to a full time building at that time. So I was like, I'm about to start really making some real money. I'm about to I want to get my life together a little bit more. Like I don't want to be just half stepping. And this is a real brother because during that time he was truck driving and he wasn't at home. So I asked him like, hey man, I'm about to start this job. I didn't have a car at the time. I'm like, hey, I'm about to start this job. Can I use your car, to get to work? Brother gave me the car. He let me drive his car for like a month or so. It was like a good month or more, like just driving his car, keeping it. I probably would bring it back to him when he came back in and he had maybe had something to do. But for the most part, it was always like, just keep my car, At a certain point, you just like keep it because y'all, you had a car, you had a way of getting around at that time. So you like,
and it's crazy about that. It's my car, and people are trying to worry about that I let you use my car. I'm like, wait, this is my car. We worry about that. I'm letting my bro use my car. Yeah. You ain't got your car. Wreck it. I'm like, how you worried about my car? You're not paying nothing. But go ahead.
And I mean, that was the thing that really, was beneficial because it helped me. Like I said, it helped me stack some money up. And then I ended up getting me a car at the top of the year of 2023. And I put some money down and I was like, dang,
it was stacking.
But I stacked up a little bit of bread at that time. So I was cool, if working at Amazon, you can make a lot of money, especially during certain times of year, like Christmas, this is before the truth. So I was working heavy, and I was stacking my money up. And then he came back off the road. So then I knew that I think you was about to come back or something. I don't know if you starting to like, all right, I'm about to have to come back because, you had to take care of your business and stuff. So I'm like, all right, so I kind of had to be a little bit more urgent about getting me a car. And JP, he would help me, obviously he would take me to work, or he said he would have, but I just didn't want to have to go through that. I wanted to just get to work on my own. I probably should have did that because that would have helped me even save more money. And I respect JP too because he
had a little system for a while.
Huh?
You used to have a system, I think.
Yeah. Before I had got full time, I was part time and I worked overnights and he worked in the morning. So I would drive his car at night. He would let me take his car every night to work. And I would obviously go to work, but I also would do other stuff. I would, go play basketball, this, that, and the other. So, I respect that brother for allowing me to use his car as well. And I would try to do my best. Obviously, I don't think I did everything I should have been doing with his car. Like I didn't always put gas in it like I should have, I would just
put gas in my car though.
Yeah, I had to. I'm like, I'm driving it, but I had money.
Yeah.
When I was driving his car, I was working part-time, so I had little bitty checks and I still had to pay bills. I got my own space. So I'm like, I gotta pay rent, I gotta pay utilities. So like I'm trying to put just a little $20 in his tank, you know, to help him out. But I mean, that's cool if you do it consistently, but I wasn't doing it consistently. So at that time, you know, I got my car and everything. Lord started really dealing with me. Now I'm like really in it. I'm really committed. And we was talking. I think this is like right before he had came in because you was on the road now. So this is kind of where you chime in as far as like what was the process of as we was talking and you was on the road, what was the change for you? Because our stories merged together, so we got to run it together.
Okay, so I remember the first indicator, I wouldn't sell it, but like kind of having a prayer life, I would say, was when is a situation I had with one of my children's mother causing me to like have custody issues, whatever. And my soft spot with a hard heart was my child. So that caused me to start praying. I still love the devil, but at least I started a prayer life. So I was still doing everything. We didn't have heart to change, but I would have some type of conversation.
Right.
Have like some type of mind to at least try to pray every day.
Right.
Something, especially if someone that even barely prayed over his food and even pray in the morning. I was like, you probably should have prayed when you in grave need, like, if you get me out of this.
Yeah, one of those type of prayers.
Yeah, if you get me out of this, one of the moments. But so I could say more when I got on the road. When I got on the road, it isolated me. So it just me and my truck. Like I just by myself, I'll play the message.
I was sending him stuff. I was sending him the dude I was listening to at the time.
Yeah, so I'll listen to what he's saying. So it made my mind way more open. I'm not distracted. So my thing was women. So now I'm away from the women. I'm away from the women. So whatever. So now I got nothing but time. I'm open. My mind is open. And I'm changing too.
Right.
Because now it helped me to being by yourself help you realize how you are. So now you ain't got the regular cycle with them. Now it's just me and my truck, literally. Like I'm out here in a different state. I'm doing all this stuff by my job. And I'm sleeping in my truck. Right. Like I'm by myself. And I realize about the essentials of like stuff that people worry about when you're in the city. But when you're a trucker, you care about more necessity more than once. So I learned that real thing that matters is bathing, eating, and drinking water. Or that's the things that matter more. People, oh, this and I'm like, bro, that don't matter. I'll just because even when I was trucking, I couldn't take a shower every night.
Right.
I'm like, people don't even know how blessed it is to take a shower every night. Like I can't even do that every night. But so that whatever, and I'm listening. I'll play the Bible. I don't know what it's saying because I don't got no understanding. So I'll just play it, let it play, and listen to. I'm not gonna say the name, but the one you sent me, he had some truth, but he was more too analytical and informational. But he not Bible.
It was more history based.
Yeah, history based. But he has at least he one line about the so-called history that I know of. Some of the stuff he part of the line. But so it was with that, and then I remember just started. I started wanting to change, and I started praying more in this. It started being like that, and then I remember the discussion we had. I thought I was unloading the truck, and he asked me a random question. He was like, "The Lord asked you to," or something like this, or pretty much saying if to stop fornicating, pretty much. And then I didn't have in mind know anything. I'm just answering the question because I'm like, now I have some type of understanding of God. So I'm like, well, if He wants you to do something, you need to do it.
All right.
So, because when I started to act like that, I started being like how he was. It's no 50%. I'm going 100 for 10, 110. Right. I was like that. Once I had I was not playing. Right. So I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I had a new heart. Like I was like, I don't want to fornicate no more. Like I didn't want to fornicate no more, and I had a girlfriend at the time. So you know, you would think you would think that you being a dude, you know, it sounds romantic and chivalrous to tell you know what. We're going to stop this and wait till marriage.
Right.
I told her. She got mad. I'm like, I had a question. I'm like, what? How you mad at me and I'm the man?
Man.
So I didn't even think it was going to. I'm like, okay, she'll be accepting, and then we're going to go off into the sunset and wait, maybe get married.
Right.
And nah, I ain't go like that. Yeah. She was really hindering me. She was mad. And they should know she denounced the Bible and everything like. And then I think at some point she used to, that's when she did that. And then she would find herself trying to come and do stuff later or something like. But you don't when it comes to this me now doing you a follower, you always listening to John and blah 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 because I want to be right with the Lord.
Yeah, and that was kind of like an indicator that showed that when you really doing this, it's gonna cause separation. Yeah, it's gonna cause some division. Like if you. Say you serving the Lord and you still hanging around the same people that was in the world that
I question
is sinners, well, yeah, you know.
They gonna get away from you, or you gonna get away from them.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like you won't be cordial. You may see people, even in the beginning phase, you may start, it takes time to, shed them off. But if you've been in this for some time and you still just kicking it with people that ain't right, and it's not like you see them, you talk with them, or you eat with them at a time, just be cordial, but you're like full blown hanging out with them at their house. You hanging out with them more than people that you say than believers, even if they not in the right thing, they say they believe the Lord. You're not even around them. You rather be around sinners. It's like, even though the so-called believers, so-called Christians that say they Christians, not really even got the right thing themselves, they still kind of sinners too. But you not even hanging out with them, it's like, but yeah, that was like, I knew it was like a difference. So then, stuff happened, situations happened, and it like got crazy. And then that brother like, started. I think it like, you would say it kind of pushed you, huh?
Oh, yeah, it picked up, and it also let me know what my heart was, because I believe pain or situations that's really like against you, not stuff when everything is pleasant, will show you how you are.
Right.
I won't say the situation that happened, but he was there.
Yeah.
It was something traumatic that happened.
Yeah.
And then I'm not talking about days later. The same day, I had tears running down my face, and I said something along the lines of that. I still ain't letting go of God. I didn't know his name. I said, I still ain't letting go of God. Right. And we prayed that day. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Me and him, we prayed. Mm-hmm. So that, I still think about that. So I look back and I have no understanding. I didn't hear Pastor yet. Mm-mm. And I knew then, that's how I knew I was for real. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew I was because I wasn't thinking, because sometimes when stuff happened like that, especially, it was traumatic.
You'll set back.
Yeah, it pushed me forward.
Right.
It pushed me forward.
It was a traumatic night. I mean, I ran out, just prayed. I was just praying, and outside just praying. And then, like I said, that stuff happened and everything happened. And like just going forth, we kept moving. And it's crazy because all this happened like in a short span, because
I was on a road in March. So let me give a time frame. When I was trucking and stuff, let's say it's about September, October, November-ish, 2022. Right. And the traumatic event we talking about, that stuff happened around December-ish. Right. Part of December-ish, November-ish, January-ish. That's when that happened. So this all, when I say first, like, of course we're talking about, that was like space. I won't say serious, but like, when I started, it literally was like this. Right. It was like literally catapulted me out. Like, it was, I didn't even know what was going on. Mm-hmm. I just know that I was tired of being the way I was.
Yeah. So that happened, and it just, because this is all right before we came into the truth. All this was happening right before we came into the truth. So, I remember we started listening to another preacher, false preacher, false prophet.
False prophet. He did preach hard against sin, though.
He would hit hard about certain things, like fornication. He would hit on that. Pornography, he would hit on that stuff.
He preached so hard, you didn't want to do it.
And that brother hit hard. He'd make you feel ashamed. But his thing was, he just didn't have no Bible. He didn't have no Bible. Like, he would just talk. He was venting without scripture. Like, he's like, nah, we need, I need to know certain things of why, And so right after him, I come across Pastor on TikTok, and I'm like listening to him. I'm like, and it was like one of them videos where it gets your attention. Like, it was a dude holding the phone. He's like, "Hey, y'all, come here and watch this real quick." It was like, it was based off of like a little skit or a meme that they used to put before the video. And so I'm watching it and I'm listening to him. I'm like, okay, his voice alone was like different to me, but I didn't think about all that at the time. I was just like, okay, the voice sounded a little bit different, but the thing that stood out to me that made me was like, okay, I'm really about to check him out and really like just listen to him more, was the amount of Bible that brother would throw. That brother would, I remember in the early days when I first came into the truth, I used to write down all the scriptures that they called.
It'd be a full page.
It would be about 50 scriptures that was called. And he would break them down and explain them and teach them. Like, harmonize. It wasn't just we call all this Bible and no explanation. He would connect scriptures. I'm like, wait a minute, this is how that, and this is what that meant, and this and that. And it was just like, whoa. So that was what drew me to it and made me like consider. And then I think we had like a little quote unquote church group chat or whatever. And there was the people I thought was serious about the Lord. This is before we came into holiness. This is just people that we thought was serious. We used to have Bible studies.
Yeah.
Remember that? We used to have Bible studies.
We weren't preaching though. We weren't preaching.
Nah, but we would think we was going into the scripture. Like, so we would
whatever one means something to you.
We'd have a topic and then we would try to find scriptures that related to that topic and all this foolishness and stuff. And had women diving into the Bible and stuff. And
we didn't know better.
We didn't know what we was doing. But it would be at my house, and it would be at his house.
We was faithful with that.
I can say JP, he was faithful. That brother would come. He would get off of work and come straight there and get in there with us. So I appreciated him for that because he was serious.
I was serious about that too.
We all three of us were serious. We'd be on the phone. We'd start talking about Bible and everything. So what we knew. And like I said, once I heard Pastor and everything, I sent it to the group chat. And I just remember it didn't get...
then somebody try to say you gotta watch his hand gestures.
They would try to it was like you gotta watch his hand gestures. Also, they would just say that.
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, they trying to be too deep.
They so deep, they're stupid.
They dumb, So they was saying that, but they was also just like they didn't really say too much else. They didn't really. They would say stuff like that. They would talk about the hand gesture, but they wouldn't talk about like what he preaching.
And let me say, ain't nothing wrong with his hand gesture.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. They just overanalyzing it. You start watching all these stuff and you go down a rabbit hole and you just deceived of the devil. So but they didn't ever agree, but they couldn't deny what he was preaching. They couldn't deny it. So I sent it in there. Turk, he took to it, but he was still kind of listening to the false preacher.
Yeah, I was kind of it's because like his what's the thing? Like I was caught on kind of like his flow or whatever because he used to say the thing like when he called himself really trying to preach. You know how preachers got that thing. He'll say like he used to do this or say like y'all. Or I thought it was so cold.
What you think of what rapper?
Rio the Young OG.
Yeah,
Rio
got a little bit of that bag.
That's part of why I liked it. Honestly, don't get me started with the Rio the Young OG. Everybody was spitting. But anyway, so then like he'll do that thing. He'll say something. He'll like this and this is. What about this? And he'll like y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it.
Yeah,
and that stuff we used to literally say that all the time. I thought it was so cold. Like
I forgot about that. I don't even lie.
Y'all don't want it. Like bro, it was so cold to me because like I ain't gonna lie, man. If he had Bible, he would have been a fire preacher. He'd have been a fire preacher for real. But because he wasn't scared. No, he wasn't scared. But yeah, so I was him. So I was kind of stuck. I was like, this is my preacher. Because like for some stuff I was coming out of by listening to him. I was under listening to him. He was dead too. I didn't even know that. I wanted to meet him. Yeah. But I was under him like I didn't want to fornicate. I started trying to clean up my speech. He didn't touch Bible, but he touched on it for what he knew and about spiritual warfare. So I had an idea about it, which because that I went through something later and I knew what it was. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't confused. I was like, oh, this is what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. So I learned some things. Mm-hmm. So it helped me to one thing I knew, you is not, sin is not okay. Because right. he went, it's okay. Nah, he was, stop doing it. What you doing this? Like, he was preaching hard. But so I was pretty much fascinated with him. And then, but I still didn't condemn PJ though. So I'm like, oh yeah, he preaching. But he preaching too. And just, bro, I'm listening to PJ only because we didn't call him PJ. I listened to him because he called them Bible, bro. Nothing but Bible. Well, he never called them Bible. I'm like, whatever, bro. So then, come here. Even when I'm working for the city, I'll come in the morning and I'll have Stephen Darby. I have him turned all the way up, and they be thinking that was like somebody yelling at me somewhere. I was yelling, and he be preaching so loud. I'll be just in there in the parking lot before I go in, just blasting Stephen Darby. Just gotta get the word. I listened to him all day. Yeah, and then finally, I think it was.
Because I was gonna ask, like, what was it for you? Because I never really knew what was it from your perspective that made you like, okay, yeah, I'm done listening to him. I'm now.
I think it's once I came to your house, and I think it's like hearing it in that setting. Because man, John house, we was pulling on heaven in that house. Yeah, we used to pray. We were pulling on heaven now. We literally line up certain things. We're gonna pray. We'll meet in the house and pray. Just me and him. But anyway, I think it was one day you had me come over. You played him, and he was Bible. And it's like, am I understand what this unlocking? I'm like, even just a simple about Acts 2:38. Yeah, I'm just like, that's all. I was like, yeah, I gotta start listening to other dude because it's not the same.
It's not even
It's
close.
not close.
It's not even
It's
close.
not close. So I'll let that alone, and then I start listening to past after that. So
I remember like when like I said, I sent it. It wasn't real received. I remember I sent it to 2 girls. Pastor, I sent it to 2 girls. I remember he was talking about how women should dress. Dress modest, no pants and all that stuff. And he said people call me of the devil. They say I'm male chauvinistic because I'm teaching the women to put clothes on themselves. And I remember sending it to these 2 girls or whatever. And one was like, yeah, he preached, he telling the truth, but I don't see nothing wrong with a little crop top and a little, booty shorts and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, no. So I knew then, okay, yeah, she ain't really, committed. She ain't really listening either. She ain't hearing it. She worried about what she want to do.
mm-hmm.
So then I sent it to another one. And Turk know about this one. We sent it, and she was just like, can't no man tell me how to dress, this, that, and the other. And this was somebody that was in a church. She was in some so-called church and everything. She was, going to church. So I'm like, wow, that really kind of opened my mind and my eyes to like, everybody ain't just willing to take the Bible. Even if them that say they believe in God.
And this time right here, we saw it. Actually, listen to, we'll say about like February.
It was March. March. Yeah, March was when I heard him on. What's his name? Maybe late. Maybe it might have been late February.
It was like late
very last week or something. But it was like March.
Late February, March.
And we listened to him, but got serious was like end of March and everything, to the point where now we listening to the messages, clips and stuff, longer clips. And I remember hearing him preach. The one thing that was hitting at me was, you got to be baptized. So I'm like, okay, I got to be baptized. And I remember telling him, like, basically, I just remember him hitting on being baptized. It was just hitting me. I'm like, because I already had a desire I wanted to be baptized before I came to the truth, but I just didn't know the reason why to be baptized. And then he would preach it and explain it. So I'll tell Turk, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm about to go get baptized. I need to get baptized. I remember Turk was like, yeah, good, good for you. Basically like that's something that you gonna do. Because I already got baptized. He basically like, I already got baptized. He obviously didn't know no better. He was ignorant of the devil.
Yes.
So he didn't know. So he was like, I already got baptized, but he didn't know it was a certain way to be baptized. So he would he said, I'll be there to support you.
You go ahead.
You go ahead. I'll be there.
I ain't getting in that water, but you go ahead.
You go ahead. So then we went to Falls Church.
I knew about 238, but I was thinking, I didn't know it was certain protocols, but I just know that if you get these words called over you in this manner, you straight. That's all I was thinking.
Right.
Now, we was cooked regardless. We should never win.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with more to store, we got baptized wrong by a false prophet.
Mm-hmm. And he told us behind closed doors, like, you ain't got to be baptized. I asked him, like,
it's an hour sign of inner grace.
Yeah, I asked him, like, what did Jesus mean when he says something about, obviously, being baptized, be born again and everything. And he gave me some dumb reason.
Very dumb.
And I knew then, I was like, okay.
And he was an old man.
Yeah. And then when he baptized, he told us, like, I do this heavenly command before the people. So I'm like, when I heard it, I'm like, heavenly. And what was messed up, this brother baptized me first. And this was Turk where he was going to church. I wasn't going nowhere. I was just listening to pastor at the time. So I'm like, this is his church and everything.
I did that on purpose. I let John go.
Like, come on, young man. And I'm like, no.
I let John go. Then when he did wrong, John was so ashamed.
Wrong. I was like,
John came up. John was like,
my head was down.
John
think I'm emotional, crying. Now I'm mad.
He's mad.
I'm like, dang, this is not right. Because I'm listening to PJ. I know how we supposed to be baptized. So I'm like, this ain't right. And then
I got baptized.
I walked past, we laughing and smiling at each other, and then he go up and get baptized, and basically.
And then I got to add this part of this. After that, the whole church was a joke to us. I think they made us stand up in front of
the people.
But so we just got that, man. We got back to the pews. Man, John was making jokes.
Yeah.
We just like, if you don't even know this, bro, I am cooking. I'm over making jokes. I'm like, bro, you don't even know how to baptize.
I remember talking to some of the dudes. They was like, about baptism, like, you're supposed to be baptized this way. Obviously, I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to really talk about it because I wasn't that sound in that yet. But I was just like, what about this? Because isn't it a certain way to be baptized? Like, yeah, no, it ain't really no certain way. I'm like, what did Peter mean? So it's like when you put people to the Bible, it's like, they looking at you kind of iffy.
Like you're weird.
And he was also asked us like to have a card game, play a card game, like, you know, spades or something, or pool or something. It was something that he was trying to have us like, let's go hang out. We ain't cool like that. No. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get baptized.
Hey, y'all not do that. I won't be back.
I ain't come back. Gave us a certificate and everything. We left out. He was like, we hope to see you again. And
didn't see me no more.
That brother was like joking, but as serious as anything. He's like, man, if we die right now, we going to hell. And I was telling him, like, I told him, like, nah, don't worry about it, because I remember Pastor teaching about just, you know, if you want to get right, God will make a way. So I believe that.
I had very dark humor. I was joking, but I was dead serious.
He was serious.
Because I knew that, yeah, you cooked. Like,
yeah,
you know,
so it wasn't looking too good. So eventually we was watching more Pastor, and then we knew, like, okay, we got to get baptized. So then we went and was trying to figure out where he was at. He's supposed to go to Dallas, but something came up, and got canceled. So then I'm like, talking to Turk.
This is April.
This is in April, in April.
At the top of April, we got baptized by the false prophet.
At the end of April, we got baptized in the truth of God. So I was like, yeah, Turk, let's just go get baptized. Let's go to San Antonio. It's still Texas. You know, he was like, all right, so we got a rental. We went down there. It's in this raggedy hotel.
It was a motel, actually.
Motel, yeah, it was a motel. And then we got like a suit. We got some suits first time for me getting a suit and everything. And it was just, I felt different. I felt good, you know, whatever. And we went to service, heard the word, got baptized, stood up to get baptized, repented, of course, and got baptized. And then, you know, went on from there. You know, we just feel
baptized the same day, April 29th.
Yeah, April
2023.
Yeah. And when I say I came out that water, I felt different.
Mm-hmm.
I felt different. Like, I felt clean. Like, I felt like my sins was really like removed. You know, and just like felt like I just went down in water. I really felt good. I was grateful for it. So we feeling good. We listen to music, you know, gospel music. We're going to eat and everything. And next day we go to service. We get up out of there. You know, go. The first thing I remember when I first came into service, I remember people speaking in tongues. That right there, man, that was something to me, because you hear it in the Bible, but to see it and actually see like real speaking, I'm not talking about that la-di-da-di, la-bosha. Like, no, not that fool hypocrite tongue. We talking about real Holy Ghost tongue. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. I was like, yeah, it's real.
I gotta take the hat off.
So we fast forward, we listening to Pastor Moore, and then we find out that they had service in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we started going there, and you know, it was just wonderful. I remember we was listening to a song by Marvin Sapp, and he was talking about how like he was singing in tongues, and then I remember Neely hit on it, and we rolled back home in silence. After that, we rolled home in silence. I was like, this brother hit on something we was just listening to, and he mentioned his name.
Yeah,
he mentioned Marvin Sapp. It wasn't like he just said something about singing in tongues. He actually mentioned his name and everything. I'm like, wow. So then we rode back home in silence, and we went to Tulsa, whatever, and went from there. And then we went to we didn't go to Dallas yet. We went to the convocation.
We didn't go to Dallas after convocation.
So it
was a gap. We weren't really going to church.
We were just going to service once a month in Tulsa. You know, from June.
Hold on. We was going to Tulsa before the convocation.
Yeah, we started going before.
Okay, so we didn't start going to. So we didn't start going to Dallas.
We didn't go to Dallas until afterwards. So.
Okay, I gotta. Cause I didn't. I thought it was just like, I don't remember going to Tulsa.
Yeah, because we went to Tulsa, and that's how we met Derek and everybody, Braylon and everybody. So,
my mind skipped all that part. All I remember was Seeking, Convo, then Texas.
Yeah, we got baptized, and then we found where they was having service, so we was going once a month, and then convocation rolled around. I remember Pastor was like, all the people that's watching, I want y'all to come. So we was like, I took that as a personal invite. So then I talked to Turk, of course, my right hand man. So I'm like, all right, we about to get this going. You know, like you want to go? He was like, yeah. So we planned it out, got our tickets, got our room, and we got there. We had our suits. We started collecting our suits little by little before we got to the convocation.
Yep. And
so we got there the first night. We in there,
early.
We got there so early. It was so early. It was like 4:34.
We got there hours in advance.
Service didn't start till like 7. Prayer didn't start I think till about 6 or 7.
We got there like 4:03.
We was doing too much. We were just so excited.
We was like in the third row. We was at least like 6 rows up.
And I remember that brother was I remember he was talking.
That's why I said that shift, because he usually talked more. I was the quiet one. But I became more talkative because I'm more different now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually talking to people. Because me as to be, if I don't know you, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
It's like I treated everybody like an op until proven otherwise.
But yeah, he was talking. So he was talking to people. I'm sitting there, mainly because I was on the edge. So I didn't really get involved. I'm just in here enjoying the moment. So then prayer come around, and I don't remember. I believe it was. I think I only went down. I maybe went down twice, but
twice, I think.
I believe the first time though I went down.
I think it was
is
twice.
when it happened. But I went down in prayer. I just keep it general. I went down in prayer, and I'm getting filled with the Holy Ghost. And when I came up, he went down in prayer, and
I got filled.
He got filled. So,
but I actually seen him with my own two eyes get filled. Not I was looking, and then he was filled, and I looked down. It just happened that he was crying out. He was sitting to the right of me. He was on the edge, so I was right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he was praying before being filled. I was like a less than 5 minute prayer.
Yeah,
I hit my knees for a little bit, and I get up. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I didn't pray out loud, so I was already done. John was still down there, and you might have didn't get back up.
I don't think I did. I think I just down there that one time.
No, I know. I went back down twice. So you probably did one.
I might have went back
down
still,
after I got filled. When I got up, you were still down.
Yeah.
So I'm just up. I'm done. So he's still praying, cool.
Calling on the Lord. Got filled. He seen me.
I was looking over. I'm just looking at him, and then he got hit, and I'm like, it was like I don't remember his face, but this is like I never seen nothing like that in my life. So I'm just looking, and I'm just like, what?
Oh, language change.
Yeah, I heard it. I was just like, what? It was like a fascination. Yeah. I had no hate. It was pure love and joy. And to this day, I'm more happy he got filled than myself.
Same.
But, and I remember, I still don't say I had a great understanding of the Holy Ghost, but I knew it was the Holy Ghost though. So I'm just like, what? He just got filled. So I was happy. It's like, so I remember, of course I went down to pray for myself, but I remember wanting to go down for pure joy and happiness that he got filled. So I was like, well, I'm about to go back down on my knees. And this is me. I was struggling with praying. So that must move me to want to pray. Mm-hmm. So I got on my knees, and then I finally opened my mouth because he was opening his mouth already, crying out. I didn't cry out till that time when I got back down the second time. So I started crying out, and then I don't think I was down there that long. Mm-hmm. I went down there that long. So I started crying out, and the next thing you know, something came over me.
Well, about to say the Lord blew on us, the wind,
and I knew I had it. I knew it.
Because I knew, like I said, it wasn't no hypocriting. Like it wasn't like just doing something insane for me. It was like, because I didn't have no understanding. That thing just overtook me.
Yeah,
and it was just like it happened.
This is August 3rd, 2023.
2020, 23. And I remember when he got filled, I had joy too, like the same. And like you said, it just happened.
I knew I had it.
I knew I had it too. And I remember this brother did tell me.
I did tell him. I didn't know.
You spoke in tongues. You know, obviously we talk, don't tell nobody. You got to know for yourself.
I didn't remember that.
But he didn't know, and I told him that. But I knew I had heard myself. And so obviously the next morning we went in prayer and go down in prayer again. And it just fall on you. It just fell on me. I'm in there praying, crying out, boo-hoo. I was boo-hoo crying. Like I was in tears. I don't think I cried that hard since, but I was crying and like, man, just like a weight lifted off of you. It just was so beautiful. And after that, it just like everything was different.
It was. And I remember before going, I remember us saying, but we come back from this is our first convocation. When we come back, we about to be different.
Yeah.
We about to be different. And then I'm like, man, I didn't know that was going to happen though.
Yeah. And so that happened. And like I said, it really feel like you put into a body. Like you really feel like you're a part of something now. Like I didn't feel like I was an outsider just at convocation or nothing roaming around. I feel like, man, I got the Lord in me. I got the Lord with me now. Like I had it made me have more confidence. Mm-hmm. I had way more confidence after I got filled. So
it don't matter what temple, where I'm at now. It's matter like it's not I'm just coming somewhere. I belong.
I'm in the body. I'm in the church. So that right there was like just a wonderful moment. And then, since then, just kept going,
So that's the story of John and me. I thank you for watching. Once again, this is episode 5. This is Converse with Turk. Thank you for listening.
Peace.